that shit. Nah.
All right, so look, we got these ballots here. And I was just going to run through some of the things we got to vote on in California.
Okay.
Authorized bonds continuing stem cell research.
But you get ready on that.
Yeah.
For science.
Increase funding sources for public schools, community college, and local government services by changing tax assessment of commercial and industrial property.
Yes.
All right. Allow diversity as a factor in public employment, education, and contracting decisions. Think about that.
Wait.
Ooh.
Can we elaborate into what they actually mean by that? Because it sounds nice.
All right, hold on. Permits government decision-making policies to consider race, sex, color, ethnicity, or national origin in order to address diversity by repealing constitutional provision prohibiting such policies.
Is this when they stop asking me, my ethnicity when I fill out a resume or some shit like that?
No, it's gonna mean it matters when you do that shit.
Oh, okay.
And it's not, and it's only for public employment, education, and government contracts. So anything that has to do with the government, they're gonna include diversity as a factor because we had it taken out because racism, and now we want it back
because
racism. All right, cool. We on the same page, right?
Yeah.
We good there. Go. We no.
Bruh, regular niggas.
That's it. Just regular. Don't be doing too much, bro. Just pay. Just read. Just read. That's all you gotta do.
Hey, some people can't, so I'm glad we're going over this.
Hey, right. 17, restores right to vote after completion of prison term.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's nice.
Wait.
That's number 17.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's beautiful. Because there's how many people in our country can't vote because they were in the prison for any time?
A lot of them. I don't know the numbers, but it's a lot.
That involves voter suppression to me. That
directly
counters.
Well, that's kind of the idea, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like if I make you a felon early, then you can't vote since you're 22,
in the
right?
Country.
Yeah. There you
Took
go.
your power away. Right
but since you said that, if you can't vote, why would you do the census?
Dude, I don't do the census.
Like I said, I do like 4.
Bruh. It's either I'm gonna do too many and fuck your shit up, or I'm gonna not do it at all.
I'm doing it to counter the niggas that don't. Hey, nah, bro, because I've been since I was a kid. It's been one of those things where it's like in the community, niggas be like, "Don't trust the census workers. Don't open the door. Blah blah blah." Nothing. Right? But then I hear on the flip side, as I'm hearing that in the left ear, right, in the right ear, it's like, "Yo, the schools is underfunded. Why is the schools underfunded? Oh, because they didn't anticipate that many students because the census says there were only this many people in the fucking neighborhood." And it's like, so why don't I just say I got 12 people in my house at all times? Right? So we all do that. So we got enough funding for 12 times the actual amount of people that fucking live here. If that's the way y'all playing the game, right? If y'all playing the game off of these numbers, let's fuck these numbers. No, that's literally how it works, how it's allocated. That's think about it. Every neighborhood that says that they have their schools are closing, they don't have this, they don't have that. It's like, yeah, do y'all respond to the census properly? Mm-hmm. Do y'all even understand what it's for or why they do that?
Definitely not. You know the answer to that.
Exactly. You see
don't.
My point?
Most people don't know what the fuck is going on at all.
No, I don't do what I've been saying because that's a felony. I fucked
somebody up. What was it, a couple weeks ago? Somebody was calling my shit for one of the props. Mm-hmm. And I start asking
what is
questions.
up with y'all? You and Becky, bro. What the fuck is up?
What?
All right, hold on. Tell me what you did. And what your response did you get? And I'll tell you how it happened to her or what happened.
I started asking questions just to figure out what it was about. And then they, ask if you would like to help. And it's like, yeah, sure, why not? Mm-hmm. And, from there it was just, the surprise of the fact that...
You talking to somebody?
Yeah, they I'm so happy you're making my day. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, nah, bro. So she got a call from somebody that's going for like the school board, right? Or like somebody in their phone bank, and she was like, "Yeah, so tell me about him." Right, and he hit her with the quick bullet points. Oh, he about this and he about that. And I mean, you can check him out on Facebook. Woo woo woo. And she was like, "Well, how does he plan on doing that?" And bro was like, And in my head, being that I be on the phone a lot, like for work, I understand what mode he was in. He's in that, oh, ain't nobody answering this fucking phone call, but I leave this message. And then when they do answer, I got bullet points for you. Boom, 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 get you off the phone real quick. Right? But when you ask me that third question, it's like, fuck.
I explain this now.
Like, what does
this actually
I don't even know how to explain this shit.
Do I even like this guy?
No, but this is our political process. Right? Mm-hmm. Nobody cares. The people that do care don't. They care to a point till they realize nobody cares.
On top of that, a lot of those people, it's just a job.
Yeah.
I'm
not
paid to do this.
Well, but this is the thing, though. It's like you're getting paid to do it, right? But no, they're not, because they're volunteers. You didn't know that, did you?
Hey, no. Those volunteers still get paid. They're promised something to come,
bro.
That's it.
They get lunch and like $1 a day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's not, nigga. That's not a payment. That's you better fucking feed me for my time, you bastard. All right, number 18.
Some shit.
Alright, so this amends California Constitution to permit 17-year-olds to vote in primary and special elections if they will be 18 by the general election. No.
You don't like that?
Because, I mean, why?
Because they would have been 18?
But that don't mean shit. When you turn 18, you can vote. That's it.
Yeah, but you gotta wait 2 years, 4 years.
So? Oh well.
Yeah, that's what we've all been doing anyway. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what does it make a difference? And it
I
says
have a problem with
look, and it says if you'll be 18 by the general election anyway. So it's like, bro, if you're 17 in July and you turn 18 before November 3rd, who gives a fuck about that? Like, oh, you get to vote in the primary. Man, come on, bro.
Anyway.
Come on.
Right,
that's not necessary. Changes certain property tax rules. Legislative constitutional amendment. Allows homeowners who are over 55, disabled, or wildfire disaster victims to transfer primary residence tax base to replacement residence. Changes taxation of family property transfers. Establishes fire protection service fund. Fiscal impact. Local government.
Sounds like safety nets.
Yeah, it is. Transfer the primary residence tax base. What does that mean exactly?
Say it one more time.
Well, it says, so basically if you lose your home, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're a homeowner over 55 with it disabled, or you lose your home in a wildfire or something, I need to know what your tax base is to your replacement residence, right? So is it like you're taking your tax responsibility from the home that you lost and you just move that over to your new one instead of having to pay a whole new tax for however much this new property costs? That might be what it is. I have to read further in on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that
But I think that's what it is, though. Because think about it. Property taxes on a home that you've owned for 20 years is way lower than something you had to go get yesterday.
Just now, yeah.
Right? So I'm thinking
if it transfers over, that would be nice.
I think that's what that is. Do your research.
As a result.
Do your research.
It's not, as it was saying, as a result of, right? It was saying as a result of, right?
Yeah, well, if you're over 55, disabled, or a wildfire or disaster victim. So if you're in that group,
okay,
in any of those groups,
yeah.
And because usually if you're in those groups, you're not moving because you want to, right?
It's an inconvenience.
Yeah, and it's just higher bills to pay when you were already willing to pay whatever it was before.
Sounds like something we should have had in place already.
Man, it's thinking too far ahead. Because nobody. You don't think about that until it's actually affecting. Well, until it's affecting multiple people. When it's affecting 100 people out of every 100,000, it's like, all right, we're not really
that
tripping.
fucked up story from one person and be like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Right, but when you get it from 1,000 people, it's like, all right, we need to fix that.
Why hasn't this been fixed already?
Right, restricts parole for certain offenses currently considered.
We gotta speed up.
Oh shit! Hey, hold on. We'll be back. We gonna come back and then come back again. And we're back. Hello, no. That guy. Yo, so we were talking for a minute, but we going through this voters guide because it's important and it's interesting.
Very interesting.
The next thing on the list, it restricts parole for certain offenses currently considered to be nonviolent, authorizes felony sentences for certain offenses currently treated only as misdemeanors. The details would be limits access to parole program established for nonviolent offenders who have completed their full term of their primary offense by eliminating eligibility for certain offenses. So some things, depending on your offense, you might not have a parole option. And then some things, felony sentences for certain things that were misdemeanors. So you should vote no on that. Like, I'm going to just tell y'all.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Because that's not, like, what that means, but think about it like this. Is the cats that got arrested for protesting or whatever, say it's a misdemeanor, right? This shit says authorizes felony sentences for certain offenses currently treated only as misdemeanors.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know what I mean? Like that's plain English right there, right?
Yeah.
That's plain in the title.
Allows.
In the title, bruh. No, I'm not fucking with you. No. Prop 20. No. I don't see nobody talk about that shit either.
No.
Prop 20. No. And remember that, Californians.
I think 21 was what I was calling.
21 expands local government authority to enact rent control on residential property. Then the details allow local governments to establish rent control on residential properties over 15 years old. Local limits on rate increase may differ from statewide limit. Yes.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
But you need who? You said that's what who was saying.
Remember the people that called me?
Oh, that's what they was talking about.
It was like, make sure to vote yes on Prop 21. And, you know, like, what does it mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, rent control is neat. I mean, but you notice how it said in properties over 15 years old. So,
in print.
Bruh, reading. They could. There's so many different ways they could try to play you.
This would be one of those.
Huh?
This would be one of those.
Yes, it would. And then 22 exempt app-based transportation and delivery companies from providing employee benefits to certain drivers. Just do one with the Ubers and shit.
Say it prevents, right? To prevent? That sounds like a no.
No. It says exempts app-based transportation. Exempts, yes. So it lets them not give you benefits and shit. But I'm with that.
Why? Why? Why are you with that?
Because your job, all they doing is connecting people. That's it. Right?
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, we did. All they actually do is connect people, bro. They didn't buy your car. They didn't tell you to buy the car to come do their service. They didn't do none of that shit. They do advertising sometimes, but at the end of the day, all they're doing is finding somebody that needs a ride, somebody that has a ride, somebody that wants the food, and somebody to go get the food.
If you working full time for that though, you should have benefits.
But that's the idea, bruh. Is it's not a full time thing, right? Because all it is crazy. I didn't realize how revolutionary Craigslist was until right now.
What do you mean? Just because of the openness of it, or what?
Craigslist brings people together. So, literally, off of the model of Craigslist, we've built every other app to do a business. Ship it, deliver you. Like, all of that shit based off of Craigslist. Hey, bro, I got a car. I'm in this area. Who need rides? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They turned that into an app. Hey, bro, I'm staying over here. I'm trying to go over here, but I don't want to pay for a hotel. Who got a room? They made an app out of that. Right? That's all they do. They don't do anything. They don't provide you with anything. They don't fucking pay your rent. They don't pay your light bill. They might come take some pictures of your shit. That's about it. To help you sell your service. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm not expecting benefits from you because you're just a service for me. You're a service on both ends. That's it. You're helping the drivers find people to give rides to.
It's just like using any other app.
Exactly. So what makes them different?
Nothing. The fact that you depending on them and you shouldn't
That's
be.
your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Or that's the American economy's fault. Like, you know what I mean?
It's all in the way that we're looking at it.
Yeah.
It's still a service that you do not have to use.
At all. Nobody needs it, bruh.
Yeah,
We don't need none of them shits. I can go get my own food.
You can get a ride.
I can walk, my nigga.
Hey, you can still use taxis.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, they really mad out here.
Yeah, but we have all of these other options besides these services. Mm-hmm. So why is this service giving you benefits and things as a full-time employee when they don't do shit? They literally don't employ you.
Okay. Well,
and that's a different that's a different stance to take in this day, right? But
that's definitely different.
But I use the fuck out of these services so I understand how they work, right? Like I see what's going on here, bro. I can go get my own shit. So you're a luxury. The fact that you're a luxury, bro. Why should you have to pay an employee for 8 hours when they work when they want to?
You don't have to use it. It would be the same as using any of the other apps. Like,
see what I'm saying?
You know, any of them.
Anything.
Handy and all that shit.
It just it connects you with somebody, right? Like I said, I didn't realize how powerful and innovative Craigslist was until niggas built a business off of it. That's it. Alright. 23. Establishes state requirements for kidney dialysis clinics. It requires on-site medical professionals. It requires physician, nurse practitioner, and physician assistant on-site during dialysis treatment. Prohibits clinics from reducing services without state approval. Yes. Because I heard some horror stories at the dialysis spots.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Well, not because, okay, so dialysis is, I think, where they got to, like, filter your blood or something, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to go and sit there and do the thing. But they got cats that's not really trained doing that shit, so niggas is ended up stuck and fucked up because they don't know what they really doing, or they just trying to get niggas in and out, like, pretty fast, you know what I mean? So, and they don't have a physician on site, or it's not mandatory for those things. So, yes, these niggas need oversight.
That was 23.
Yes.
Yes on the oversight.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, look, Prop 23.
Yeah, look, and it says no, bruh. Oh, wait. They said no.
Up. It threatens the lives of dialysis patients.
How? How, bruh? I'm reading this straight off the ballot, people. Straight off the ballot. This requires a physician, nurse practitioner, or physician assistant on site during treatment.
So wait. So somebody that's been certified and understands what's going on, he can oversee and make sure that it's all going properly. That puts them in more danger, is what they're saying.
That's what they just told me.
Hey, glad we have us here breaking these down. Yeah. I had no idea what that meant the first time he read that. All right, and we just broke that down. Reading is fundamental.
It definitely is, bruh. It definitely fucking is. All right, so number 24, amends consumer privacy laws. Permits consumers to prevent businesses from sharing personal information, correct inaccurate personal information, and limit businesses' use of sensitive personal information, including precise geolocation, race, ethnicity, and health information. Say it again.
Why would you be able to fabricate any of this anyway? Why would that ever be okay?
Facebook.
I don't like Facebook.
No, look. I mean, just to make it clear, right? All of this is based off of the social media apps that we use, right? So, because people can easily just take your picture and create a fake profile of you, right? And then they can use that fake profile to sign up for shit,
that's not okay anyway.
right?
Nobody should be able to use your shit for anything.
Exactly, but they don't have. There's no laws on the books that says you shouldn't allow this.
Yeah, this is one of those should have been done already.
Well, the government is always behind innovation, and when I say behind, I mean it lags behind. Like we have to push the line for them to catch up. But the people that made this shit weren't. They too smart to tell me that they didn't see this coming. I tried to watch The Social Dilemma. It's the thing on Netflix that talks about how evil social medias can be and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, but y'all were so smart in innovating and creating this that you can't tell me that you just stopped after you made it and didn't think that niggas could take it that next step.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you can be...
When information is shared freely, you know what that means already.
You see what I'm saying?
Information is power for a reason.
Yeah.
We know.
All right.
We know.
Number 25, referendum on law that replaced money bail with system based on public safety and flight risk. A yes vote approves and a no vote rejects. Law replacing money bail with system based on public safety and flight risk.
So, it would say no on putting in public. Wait.
So a referendum means they're gonna they want to talk about it, right? Or they have to think about it. And a no vote would reject the referendum. A yes vote approves the referendum.
Did we could talk about it?
That they're gonna try to implement this thing, right? Because it's a whole system. So they're thinking about replacing money bail with one based on flight risk and public safety. So,
that's nice.
Fuck that.
So wait,
Nope.
If it replaces bail, will that mean that you won't need money to get out if you were to post bail? Depending on a flight risk to the situation.
Flight risk and public safety. Again, check the English on it. Right? Now, money bail means whatever you did, we already got a number for your crimes. You pay this, you go figure it out, right? And then you come back. The other way is if you're not a flight risk or a public safety risk, we'll let you out, right? But who determines that? The people that just arrested your ass? Yeah, no,
No, the judge does. Still don't trust him,
nigga.
Still don't trust him.
And as much as people, because it's a fucked up system as is, right?
That was so fucked up. That was so fucked up. That nigga, you looked at me and said, nigga, no, don't trust him. No.
It's a fucked up system either way, right? Because if you don't have the money, you're still locked up.
It works against you.
Either way, so it's like that. I don't agree with the flight risk part because it is, again, who determines these things? Who determines if I'm a flight risk or if I'm a public safety risk? Who's making that decision?
And then I won't be able to post bail at all.
Right? No, I don't have an option.
I won't have an option. You taking?
I can't scrounge the money up. I can't call nobody that might have it to help me get out. I can't do none of that. It's, nigga, I'm either getting out or I'm not based off of somebody's decision. Nah, bro. Monetary is fine with me. It's okay. If I can't bail out, I can't. At least it's one of them things where it's
I'm so glad we were talking about these.
It's good, right? All right, let's see. The other two shits. Alright, these are specifically for the city of Sacramento. Now, this is some real in the weeds politics shit here. So, forgive me if I stutter on some words or take me a minute.
You said I'm in the weeds politics.
Bruh, here we go. Is Measure A. Shall the measure known as Sacramento Mayoral Accountability and Community Equity Act, which amends the City of Sacramento Charter to establish a mayor-council form of government, establish participatory budgeting for citizens' direct input, require analysis of impact of certain council decisions on racial, ethnic, LGBTQ, and gender groups, require a specific portion of the budget be invested in inclusive economic development and youth services, makes permanent the city's ethics Commission and make other changes be adopted. Hey, wait, hold on. You see how my hands start moving?
Wait. Now you tell me.
What the fuck that mean?
Whoever wrote that out, do they want us to understand that?
Hell nah. Hell nah.
Any means.
Right.
We gotta break this shit down like we in a fucking college class.
Alright, look. So the measure is called the Sacramento Mayoral Accountability and Community Equity Act.
The only thing that I gathered from that is it sounds like if you're representing or being a part of any of these groups, it seems like you have to have some knowledge base behind it.
No. This is what this means. This means this will amend the city charter, right? So the thing that governs Sacramento. Mm-hmm. It'll make that charter say we have a mayor council form of government and establishes budgeting to citizens for citizens' direct input, right? So there's a budget allocated for us to give our input to the city.
Okay.
Right? It requires analysis of impacts of certain council decisions. So when these niggas decide to do whatever the fuck the city council decide to do, they actually study if it's with the racial, ethnical, LGBTQ, gender, all of the impacts. It requires analysis.
Okay.
Right? It makes them do that.
So they're looking into
whatever decisions they make, what the impact is going to actually be for the community, not for the people that want it to happen. For the whole community. But see, the fact that they have to put all of those words in instead of just say whole community is kind of distressing.
Because they don't want you to understand.
Now, and then it also adds, it requires a specific portion of the budget be invested in inclusive economic development and youth services. So, again, for the underserved people, putting money back into the community so communities have services and just things that they can go to, resources, that's the word I'm looking for, resources to improve their lifestyle. Right? That's my assumption.
This sounds like a good thing.
Makes permanent the city's ethics commission, which is like, yo, that's unethical. We shouldn't have to convene a new commission every time y'all do some fuck shit. We should have a team we should have a team there that's like, yo, they doing some fuck shit. We taking them to the ethics commission, right? And makes other changes. It doesn't state the other changes, but I'm sure we can find them in the guide. I'd vote yes on that.
I'd vote yes on that too. Yeah.
Right. So, because I mean,
God, that's crazy.
But you see, but the fact that they had to put requires analysis of impacts on certain council decisions on racial, ethnic, racial and ethnic, bruh. Y'all had to fucking clarify because if it's a race and not an ethnicity, then we ain't really gotta fuck with y'all. Like, you legit had to spell it all the way out because a nigga will be in court like, yo, black folks, that's their race. We said we only study ethnics.
Fuck out of
here. Like, legit, bro. Ooh. So, okay, now, measure B. We only got one more after this. It says, shall the measure amending section 171 of the City of Sacramento Charter to have the Sacramento Independent Redistricting Commission establish the next council district boundaries map no later than 130 days before the 2022 primary city election so that the map could be used for the 2022 elections. Bruh, that shit, no.
Why? What does that even matter?
It matters because, okay, check this out. Why gerrymandering and district lines matter. So if they're allowed to redraw the lines every 2 to 4 years, right? Then they keep shifting them shits to pull in all of the voters that they want for their district, right? Have you ever looked at these maps of the congressional districts? Mm-hmm. Oh, I should pull them up. They look like rivers. Like, for real, it look like rivers and the lakes. Like, you'll see a fat part and then you'll see some strings. Right? Because there's somebody drawing a line like, oh, we want this street, and we want these people because they voted conservative or liberal, blah, blah, right? So they just section it off that way. If you're allowed to redo it every 2 years, you're doing it at the pace of people moving. Mm-hmm. Right? So people move out, new people move in. you draw them lines to change that shit so it fits you so it still fits you. We don't
Not to show the accuracy of what it is.
fuck no. That's not the idea of this.
Okay,
The idea of redistricting is to maintain power in the certain sections that you have. Right? So to do that we have to change these boundaries because the economics of the neighborhoods change. Right?
Once again, I'm glad we're talking about this.
So,
because I would not have.
You should never.
That would have made me think that it would have been okay.
Districts should not redistrict. They should, whatever they are, like in my opinion, whatever they are now, they stay that way. And the reason they stay that way is because the economics of the areas change. So people move in and out, right? So because it might have been Republican last year, it might be Democrat this year based on the way people move. Mm-hmm. But because you can redraw those lines, you just go grab the Republicans wherever they move to.
Exactly. But that's my point where if you were to read that, to me it would have sounded like that it's working to change the way that the city and the environment is changing.
Yeah, and it's no.
It's directly opposing it.
Exactly. Voter suppression.
Jesus, dude. Once again, I'm glad we're talking about this because the language that they're using for all of this makes it so
you gotta
understand
it, bro. You gotta read it and then read it again and go in like, hey, all right. So this is the last measure. Measure C. Shall the measure adding an article to the City of Sacramento Charter create a new elected body, rental housing board, with powers that include setting rents, establishing regulations, establishing its own budget, charging fees to finance its operations, establishing penalties, conducting investigations, adjudicating rent adjustments, set a base rent for all covered rental units within the city, cap annual rent increases, and limit landlords' ability to terminate tenancies be adopted. That
sounds nice.
And it doesn't.
Why? Because I've been on a
no. Go ahead.
You know when that can happen to you
it can. No, I'll let you finish. Go ahead. I'll tell you why I don't like it.
I want to know why you don't like it. What is bad about that?
Establishing its own budget, charging fees to finance its operations.
But it has a cap.
Where?
Read it. Keep going.
It does not have a cap.
Keep going.
Establishing penalties. No, that's the okay. I didn't read it. So there's different sections to this one. Mm-hmm. That section 1 is powers that include setting rents, establishing regulations, establishing its own budget, which I don't like, charging fees to finance its operations, don't like that, establishing penalties, conducting investigations, and adjudicating rent adjustments. Section 2, set base rent at all covered rental cities and cap annual rent increases. That's not the same section.
I see.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So no, I don't want to establish a new board that sets their own budget and then decides to charge fees to pay for their own budget.
Change anything at
Fuck
any
you.
point again.
No.
And then
you see what I'm saying?
You're subject to whatever they feel.
Now, as far as parts of that, do I want somebody that is conducting investigations, adjudicating rent adjustments? You feel me? And things of that nature? Yeah, I would appreciate a body that does that so I don't have to fight my fucking landlord in actual court all the time. That would be cool, right? But I don't trust anybody that can set their own budget, man. That's a rap video in the 90s, bro. The fuck?
Anything that involves me and what I have to pay, and you can just decide.
Bruh, no. When you set your own budget and then you could charge fees to pay for your shit. So wait, you just set $1 million budget and then you like, hey, bro, it's gonna be $1 million, my nigga.
This is the same reason I don't fuck with Comcast. Because they set whatever your bill is going to be out, and then they add a bunch of fees that are undiscovered until you see them.
They don't do that now.
I will never fuck with them again.
That's fair. Hey, that might be why everybody hates them. I don't hate them because it's been straight with me. Like, but if that was their practices, then I understand.
Yeah, the fact that ever happened to me.
So yeah, bro, we went through the voter guide. That's what we're gonna name this episode, voter guide, just because get niggas to look. Get that what do they call? Get that engagement
time stamp. Put the time stamp on it.
Feel me?
Let them know where.
Yo, we almost like 3 hours in. We almost 2 hours in.
Yeah.
So, hey, but All right, we're going to come back with the segment only for the Spotify listeners because y'all niggas on any other platform don't get to listen to the songs. You get to hear our analysis of our songs of the week. And you can go check them out on the Straight Dope Show playlist on... No, wait. It's the TSD songs of the week. Just go to the Twitter, bruh. Unstar. Know what I mean? It's on there. Click the link, see what's up. Go to the... Also check out the Unstar Radio. Check out the... what's the other shit we got? I got the motherfucking Reddit page. You see how Reddit did this, bruh? They was black all summer. Nigga, new quarter started, they like back to orange.
Is that what that was?
Oh, you didn't know?
No, because I didn't... Well, my thing is still black.
Oh, you didn't update. I updated. But fuck with the Reddit, the Instagrams, nigga, the upliftsociety.com,
all our social medias,
the straightdopestory.com, and then come back after this break, for our songs of the week.
Like, it's no way I'm not gonna get bitches, bro. All these bitches want is $40, and I got several sets of $40 now.
Bitches don't like short guys.
Yo, I'm Eluno.
Trey, we don't wonder.
Yo, head over to Spotify to get the Song of the Week episode because they hating. Don't let us put us on every platform, but it's okay though. You know what I mean? We still rocking with